Hi, this is Phoenix Genesis. We're PhoenixGenesis.com and our two YouTube channels, Phoenix Genesis and Fragcamp. We're going to do some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is the new Havoc DLC core. We're doing some kill confirmed. We got 25 kills and only 2 deaths, and this is a 12.5 KD ratio. Let's take a look how we did that. So what our goal is in this episode of Fragcamp is to show you exactly how not to get killed. So, well, you know, it was a bonus that we did so well killing people, but really we want to try not to get killed. So I'm going to do an ASM1. I've got lightweight, I've got fast hands, I've got toughness and blast suppressor, and I've got the advanced rifling, so my ASM1 SMG has more range. And I also have stock so I can move quicker. And I also have, I think, that I have the quick aim, and I also have a 7 sensitivity so I can move fast, and I have it set to the yellow paintball mode instead of blood so I can see if my shots are on target. So this is a fairly big map, the core. It's the biggest one in the Havoc DLC pack. So, but it's basically a giant circle with a core in the center. That's why it's called core. And now right here, this was such an easy kill because this guy was focused on my teammate, and I could just come right behind it. Also, we're doing a lot of work with the HUD. I think that's why I did so well in this one. We're looking at the HUD to make sure that no one was behind us, because while they're engaged, it's like, oh, I know I can kill this guy, but then if someone's coming behind me, then I'm getting killed too. So what was the point of that? So you really want to look. Now you want to stay out of this central area. You just kind of want to be in and out, because especially we're playing recruit bots. I want them to be target practice, because we're just practicing right now how not to die. But the bots tend to like to go into that central area and kind of linger like bot parties, so you want to stay out of there. You know, again, I was not ready to I needed to reload, so don't forget, if you can't reload and you're trying to do that reload, you're going to get yourself killed. So use your secondary. My secondary, obviously, since I'm primary gunfighter and my pick 13's full, is I just went ahead and I used my I used my melee. Also I have a combat knife, but don't forget, kills don't have to be assault rifle or SMG or bulldog shotgun or lightweight or energy directed weapons kills. I mean, I've done episodes in Ghost where I've just brought a knife to the gunfight and won with the bots. So your knife's good. Now here, I'm terrible aiming. That's still probably my weakest area. But the thing is, intelligence goes such a long way. Not just that intelligence, but that having the high sensitivity and understanding physics. And I mean, I couldn't aim and I couldn't kill that guy. He was rushing. I was rushing a little too much. And we did the video that I'm going to put up on the not rushing through doorways, or in tight areas like that where you can't see. But the thing was, I turned around really quickly and I was able to take that guy out. So I compensated for my error because of the high sensitivity. Okay, we see a lot of people are just going here shooting each other. So we can just take that guy out, grab that, and just leave and let my teammates pick up the slack with it. And then, of course, if we come around an area that we know is a very common travel path, there's absolutely no reason that we can't pre-aim or pre-fire and take them out. And I know I'm going so fast, I'm shooting my own characters because I'm moving around my own teammates. But like that other guy that I just killed, he was rushing around. And then that guy, I missed him. I mean, I should have got that. I was not being very good player at that point. But, the point is, I'm not going to go back and engage a gunfight because I'm going to lose. So just move on. There's plenty of enemies to kill. We've got, I think, 9 on each team, and kill confirmed with the way I set it up. So there's plenty of people. Just move on. And with those other 2 after that, I shot the one guy, but I knew if I continued to move forward that the other one would get me. So I just backed up a little bit, and then I went forward again, like reversing a car and getting it lined up for your, getting right into that parallel parking spot. So that was kind of what I did. You don't want to stay right in that area because you will get shot in the back. Again, I looked at my hub to make sure no one was coming. But again, characters can do all kinds of cloaking, and different perk setups that are going to not reveal them on that HUD. So you can't just always rely on that. But I'm trying to get more into looking at the HUD here and not just looking. Now, I think that was my first or second. I only died twice, so that was one of the 2 deaths. And here in this tunnel, you want to be really careful. Don't just rush out. Kind of take the time, pre-aim, see if anybody's around. Of course, I shot my own teammate. Thank God friendly fire wasn't on. And this guy with the energy weapon, and took him a while to gear that up, so I just went right forward. Otherwise, if it was a different weapon, I probably would have got killed. If I went forward, I would have needed to reverse. But in that scenario, the forward was really good. And again, see how I'm taking time to scan in both directions? It's like, you know, like driving a car. And see, I see those tags, but I know that guy's up there and he'd probably get me, so I just forget the tags, let the teammates pick the tags up, and just kind of move around and, you know, took him out. Again, you know, it's like I said, it's like driving. You know, you're gonna make a right-hand turn, but you're still gonna look left, because you want to look, when you're making that right-hand turn, you want to make sure that no one's coming and crossing the crosswalk on that side, obviously, but you're also going to want to look left to make sure of the oncoming traffic before you make the right turn, because just because you're turning right doesn't mean you don't look left. And I think it's the same thing. I apply that same principle here in Advanced Warfare, any Call of Duty first-person shooter game. You know, just because I'm going to go in one direction doesn't mean I shouldn't look in the other direction as well, and be really aware of my entire surroundings, not just, you know, what I'm, you know, where I'm focused, the objective I'm focused on going, and that really will, you know, save my life better. I mean, I used to have negative KD ratios constantly, even recruit bots. I mean, as you all know, following along on Fragcamp, I couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn and even kill one recruit bot less than a year ago. And I mean, here we are, and we're starting to play with veteran bots, regular bots. We're playing multiplayer matches online. I'm getting Kingslayer for killing some of the top players. I mean, it's, you know, it's little baby steps, and we're just getting better and better and better. You know, practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. People say it does, but I don't believe that. And that guy sees going up, he wasn't even paying attention. Practice doesn't necessarily have perfection. I think, you know, God or whatever higher power, that's perfection. We're just human beings, and we're, you know, we do make mistakes. But the thing is, if the more we practice and the more we're like actively aware of our playing, not passive players, but actively watching, trying to understand what we do right, what we do wrong, and that's how we're going to get better. So we're gonna progress, and we're going to be an improved player, not a perfect player, but an improved player. And I mean, even if you've watched like the Call of Duty North American Championships, I mean, even the number one seeded, you know, pro gamers, Optic Gaming, I mean, even they lost games to you know, players like Parasite, and you know, they lost different things. They didn't, you know, win everything. They're not perfect players. They're not getting 100% ratio winning everything. You know, of course, but they've made progress where they're up to the point now where they're seeded number 1, and they probably will win the, you know, the COD World Championship. But it's just those baby steps where we just keep going up and up, and we keep, you know, being actively aware of how we're playing and what we did right, and, you know, rewarding ourselves and try to replicate, you know, the things that are great, and trying to, you know, be very aware of what we're doing wrong and how to avoid that in the future. And of course, you know, every game's different. It's not like, you know, you're playing a single player campaign where you do A, B, and C, X, Y, Z, and you get the, you know, the best result. I mean, this is a game that has a multitude of variables, and it's constantly changing, and you just don't know, you know, whether you're playing bots or whether you're playing real, you know, players on a public match, or you're competing in a tournament, you know, in a, you know, private match set up for the tournament you're playing, or esports rules. Everything's going to be different. You just don't know what you're going to get, who you're going to get, and what's going to happen in the game, which is why, to me, it's exciting. It's like when you go to the ocean, I've said this before, and you're like, you know, you're surfing. Every wave is different depending on the conditions of the ocean, what you're going to see. Are you going to see a dolphin that day? You're going to see a shark? Is the waves going to be blown out? Are you going to have riptide? So it's the same thing. So it's a, you know, and that's where we have some things that we can do, where we can control, and then and we can practice, and we get better. And then there's also the adaptability element. And I want to say back, there was a part I went to where there were 2 enemies, and a little while I was chatting about that, and I went, and one enemy, the first enemy was killing my guy, and the second enemy was sitting there, and he was doing nothing, and I took that extra second to scan that second enemy and killed that second enemy, and didn't go with the guy killing my guy, because I knew that guy was engaged with him and he was busy, so I could take out the one that was doing nothing, that would be more focused on me. And that's really good when you have a 2-man scenario. And it's like photography, you know, when you're a professional photographer, you don't just put the camera camera to your eye and click a snapshot like an amateur. You take the time to scan the whole area and make a quick decision, and the same thing, that's what you do too. So anyway, I hope that helped. There was a lot of stuff. We're going to do more of these types of videos. Hopefully we'll get better with our KDs and be more positive and less negative. But anyway, 25 kills, 2 deaths, 22 confirms, and 4 denies. So we were also not just trying to stay alive like in a team deathmatch, but we were also trying to collect tags and you know, from both teams. So anyway, if you want to try this on Team Deathmatch first, and then you can kind of try and kill confirm for a little more challenge. But anyway, this is Phoenix Genesis signing out. Please subscribe. Have a wonderful day.